Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, what beats a royal flush? King Reaper is an 8.3% double IPA from 18th Street Brewery in Hammond, Indiana. I picked this one up on my Ohio trip a few weeks ago, and I've heard a lot of really great things about 18th Street Brewery, but I didn't know, exactly what they did or what they're really good at, and I can be persuaded by a really good-looking label, so I'm just hoping what's in this book is just as good as its cover. Let's take a look at the can, though, and we'll get it into a glass. There is a lot going on with this label. It is a really cool label, though. It really caught my eye. So across the top, it says 18th Street Brewery. It says that across the entire top. On the front of the can, we'll go from the top to the bottom. It looks like a card. It looks like a king card, but the king is the skeleton. He's got a hat on, and it has 18 marked out on the crown with a hop in the middle, and he's got a scythe and it's going through his head with blood splattering all over it. And of course, it's mirrored on the bottom like a card would be. It just looks really striking. It's got this nice red crimson foil on it, stars on it. It's just a really cool label. And they have another one that's called Queen Reaper, and it has mango. I think it's the same base beer, but with mango. Then if we turn to the left, it has 18th Street Brewery with the skulls with the 4 eyes on it. And it looks like there's 18 lines or hash marks marked off on there. And in gold, it says King Reaper Double Dry Hopped Double India Pale Ale. This is 1 pint. If we look on the other side, it says brewed and canned by 18th Street Brewery in Hammond, Indiana, and the government warning. Of course, no deposit information on here. I don't have a brewed on date. There is nothing on this label that says how new or how old this is, but I can say that I'm going to say it's pretty new, but again, I don't know for sure. Maybe they print them on the tops of all these labels, all these cans, but I don't know, because I only bought singles. So when I was down there, I was just trying to get as much, singlage as I could get. I'm going to use a new glass. This is a Willie Becker glass, I believe is what it's called. This is from Wheat Whale. You can check them out at wheatwhale.com. It has Bernie Sanders, and on it says, I'm once again asking if you have anything hazy on tap. On the backside, Haze for President. So let's go ahead and crack this open. Put a nose on the can. Let's check that out. It's got a lot of citrus notes. I'm getting some fruity notes, some tropical kind of notes in there as well. Getting a bit of a dankness, a very tiny hair of dankness. Let's go ahead and pour this. It's coming out pretty yellow out of the can. Doesn't look super hazy out of the can, but it looks like in the glass it's going to collect pretty hazy. And yeah, it's got this really funky looking color, coming down from the top. The head here, we've got wow, this might be the new Headmaster glass. I always call my IPA glass the Headmaster glass because it's just the master of head. Always produces this really nice, huge head. Of course, it could have been my somewhat aggressive pour here, but I'm getting about 3.5 fingers worth of head, a whole lot of head. As you can see from the overhead, there is a lot of really compact, dense bubbles. Let's go ahead and hold this up to the light. Yeah, the coloration on this looks kind of like thinner yellow on the sides here, and as it moves up, it turns orange and almost like this brownish, deep orange color. And the head is a really nice, crisp, just barely off-white head, almost white, but just a little off. And yeah, I'm getting all those same kind of aromas. I'm getting a bit of a citrus in there. I'm getting some fruit, some tropical fruit aromas. I want to say I'm almost getting like a pithy kind of grapefruit smell in there as well. So a little bit of dankness in there too. So let's go ahead and try it out. Cheers. Wow. Wow. Yeah, wow. That's super juicy. Getting a lot of really sweet notes up front. Getting a bit of a mango. Getting a little bit of a citrus, like a orange peel, rindy, pithy kind of flavor in there as well. Mouth feels really nice and soft. Getting a lot of tropical, a lot of sweet flavors in there. Like I said, I feel like I'm getting a tiny bit of mango in there, but I feel like I'm also getting a lot of like a pineapple note in there. I'm getting some tropical fruit flavors. God, I was going to say one other kind of fruit that really struck me, but I'm not Now I can't think of what it was. I couldn't put my finger on it. Yeah, I just can't. It's very sweet. So a lot of pineapple, a lot of tropical, a little bit of an orangey in there. I want to say, like I said, a little bit of a mango flavor in there as well. The mouthfeel is so nice and pillowy, soft. This is super, I'm not getting much bitterness. Maybe as I kind of let it settle and I talk and, obviously my mouth dries out a little bit from talking. It doesn't have a dry finish, but just talking and breathing and all this stuff, it's kind of on the very tail end. I do get a really slight, I want to say a really slight citrus, orangey kind of bitterness, orangey hop bitterness. But this is super crushable. Like I said, 8.3%. I don't taste a lick of alcohol in this at all. It is super, 8.3% is super masked in here. Really deep down, very dangerous. I haven't talked about a beer being dangerous for a while. This one, King Reaper, super dangerous. Let's get another drink here. I just can't put my finger on what the exact flavor is, but like I said, really juicy, very, very pineapple forward, very sweet up front. It almost, if I didn't know better, I would think it was like a milkshake IPA, not necessarily because that lactose flavor is in there. Like I don't get a lactose bitterness, but I get just this really big, sweet, really super sweet, forward sweet flavor. When I think of New England style IPAs, I think of M43. Old Nation's kind of like the level, the high bar for me in that style, especially the kind that I like. This is a little bit sweeter than that. I think with M43, I can have a few of those. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. Like I can drink multiple and it's pretty high in the ABV category. This one's obviously higher than that at 8.3. This is more like a Boss Tweed. This is a double as well, just like Boss Tweed. This is really near Boss Tweed levels, but I don't know if I could drink more than one of these at a sitting. Like I might want to drink one of these, try something else, come back and drink this again. It's very good, but it is also very sweet as well. And that might kind of push it a little bit over for me. But I can tell you for sure, this gives off awesome first impression vibes. Like this is probably one of the better beers in double IPA, New England style double IPAs that I've had in 2020. I haven't really gone off after a lot of double New England style IPAs, and this one obviously just says it's a double IPA, but it also says it's double dry hop, so you should kind of maybe take that with a grain of salt and realize I should have probably realized this is more of a New England style. But yeah, it's just very sweet forward, not a lot of bitterness to kind of balance it out. So it's kind of heavy on that sweet side, but it is super crushable. Like I said, I could probably only drink one of these, and as I talk and the air kind of comes in and my mouth dries out a little bit, I do taste a little bit more of the IPA-ness, like that bitterness is kind of coming through now. And don't mistake IPA-ness for me saying IPA-ness, because I'm saying IPA-ness. The necessity of being an IPA. But yeah, it is as subsequent drinks near the finish, it's mellowing out a little bit, so I'm not picking up so much. Now the sweetness, it's obviously still there, but it's mellowing out. So at first it was like, wow, a big punch of this sweetness, but as my palate's adjusted, now I could see myself I could probably go for another one or two of these, because the IPA, or I'm sorry, the sweetness just kind of, it starts to balance out the more you drink it, the more your palate gets used to it. That sweetness kind of flavor blends in, and you start to be able to adjust to it more. And yeah, if this is how King Reaper is going to be, I'm really looking forward to trying Queen Reaper, because it has that, it's supposed to be with mango added, and I think that is more of a milkshake style IPA. But this one on its own, like I said, this is probably one of the better double IPAs that I've had in 2020 so far. All right, friends, that has been King Reaper from 18th Street Brewery. I was really looking forward to this, and I'm glad I got a chance to try it out. Have you had this one before? Have you had anything from 18th Street before? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, if you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell, because I'm here talking about beer twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, sometimes throwing out these little beer briefs here and there indiscriminately. And you'll never know, if you're not subscribed and getting those notifications, you might miss your newest favorite. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries. This one is in Hammond, Indiana. And don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.